Okay, hey, how's it going? This will be my first time doing this kind of thing. We're basically we are going on about the current CS2 tournament going on, which is the Blast Open Spring for 2025. Now we've finished Group A, and well, the group stages are all finished, and we are now heading into the playoffs. And I'll just be giving basically my thoughts about the current tournament and the what's coming up for playoffs, which actually is the next games are starting on in about a day. Actually, 1 day for us coming up soon. Okay, so why don't we get started into this? And so we're looking at this is the current playoff schedule. First game starting is NAVI versus Team Spirit, and then the day after it will be MOUZ versus G2. Pretty sure these are best of fives or best of threes. Best of threes, I think. I can't remember. The whole tournament's been best of threes, but we'll get onto that, and we'll have a look at where everyone's come from. So for NAVI, if we look here, so they started at Group B upper bracket, and they went all the way to the end. They went against Fear, and they 2-0'd them, so in there. And then they went against the Mongols. They 2-1 them, which sent Mongols onto that lower bracket, which I am a bit peeved off because Mongols were my favorites for this one coming in. And then after that, they qualified here, and they got 2-0'd by Eternal Fire, funny enough. And they went into the quarterfinals because of that. They got 2-0'd instead of advancing to the semis, which Eternal Fire did. And so that sets up for the quarterfinals of NAVI. Team Spirit, have a look. Team Spirit, oops, sorry, then Group A. Team Spirit, we're looking at the 2-0'd Hans after, I'm pretty sure the first game, it was a Dust 2, where, I think Dust 2, no, sorry, Anubis, where Team Spirit kind of like faltered in the beginning, and then picked it up. They picked up steam going into that, and then they went against MOUZ. They got 2-1 into that, which sent them to the lower bracket. And they went against FaZe. No, FaZe went 13-0 in this. Oh my gosh. I tell you that I don't want to talk about that right now. That game just went stupid, tell you that. Really ruined my picks for the group stages. So anyway, Team Spirit. They beat FaZe in here. They 2-0'd them. And they went against Virtuspro, which 2-0'd them again, and thus qualifying for the quarterfinals on that one. Just give me a second here. I am actually having a bit of a problem on this one here. Where is my status page is gone. Oh, there we go. My stats page. Funny enough. Okay, let's keep going. What are we after? Sorry. Game 2. Sorry, yeah. Next quarterfinal round. We have MOUZ. So we go back up here. MOUZ started off against Team Falcons. They 2-0'd them in a completely not so convincing, but I mean, we're talking about Falcons here, so yeah. And then they went here, and Team Spirit versus MOUZ. I do think that's where the coin "Go Kill Dong" came from, because they went after him on game one, and Team Spirit just faltered, really faltered on that. I mean, they were giving, um, they were shouldered. Dong shouldered the team, and then when they kept dying in rounds, they just couldn't figure out what to do, really. So, and then on the second one, they went Team Spirit won, went into overtime, and the second one, holy crap, double overtime. No, one, two, triple overtime. My bad, triple overtime. That was a very long game. Watching that, but they went against. They beat Spirit. Then they went into the upper bracket finals, and they got 2-0 by Vitality. Not too bad of a match, really, but MOUZ was faltering at stages where they were really meant to be winning rounds, but this is Vitality we're talking about, so what else do you want about that? They're on a big romp at the moment with Wops in their team. So we ended up here now, and Vitality was went straight to the semis. G2. Oh my god, where am I? Group A. Oh, Group B. What am I doing? I'm so all over the place. G2. 2-0 Imperial. No surprises there. But they got 2-0 by Eternal Fire, which led me to believe they would be losing the lower brackets. But funny enough, they didn't. They 2-0 M80, and then they 2-0 Mongols. No. I am pissed. Never mind. But yeah, they 2-0 Mongols. Mongols were really asleep on this. Senzu disappeared. Literally disappeared from the server and never showed what he showed his potential on beforehand. But it is what it is. So G2 goes all the way to the end, winning the lower brackets for Group B, and thus qualifying for the quarterfinals. Now, looking at NAVI versus Team Spirit, MOUZ versus G2. And what are we looking at for this? So, Team Spirit versus NAVI. Team Spirit is obviously they were ranked the number 1 at the moment, and NAVI's number 5. Number 5. God, I hate this new VRS system. I have to double check that, but don't quote me down there. If I got the playing song, put it in the comments. Now head to head, I'd say Team Spirit will win this. If you look at previous rounds where Team Spirit has gone against NAVI, Team Spirit has dominated NAVI a lot. I'd say quite a lot, really. They couldn't figure out. NAVI always couldn't figure out how to work their way around beating Team Spirit at certain times, and it's just what do you call it? Word. They couldn't get traction in their games against them. Alexibi was calling some weird stuff on Stella. Well, that's my opinion. Everything is my opinion, but yeah. Donk was performing really good at this tournament, and I'm pretty sure he'll carry this games through NAVI. Again, we see Chopper, IGL, but really with an rating of 0.97. So I'd say. Excuse me. And we got Bit for NAVI, and performing quite well. and even Jo. Alexa B times a bit, what do you call it? Underperforming, I'd say. Inconsistent. But this is Navi we're talking about with the stack team. Well, I couldn't call them stacked. You cannot say they're stacked just because Simple's not in it. You can't. No, I will not accept that, because Simple for what he is right now, he's just taking what it is, and you can't really say, hey, look, they'll be good with Simple coming back and everything. I'd say no to that. Just because it'll take him time to come back and everything. And to be quite honest, I just want him to retire the way he left, as being the top performer of CS before Donk at the moment. But my prediction for this one, sorry, my prediction for this will be Team Spirit. Because they've always won against them in most of the games, and current major champions defending their what's a Spirit? No, not that. Defending their God, I can't really say what name. You know what I mean for that. So unless I'm not gonna go into map pools, no, because I really don't know what they're gonna be banning on this day. So we'll get into that once the game happens on that day, and we will see what happens for that. Now let's have a look at this. We have MOUZ versus G2. Torzy. Yeah. Big ups for him for this on this. Showing up where he needs to be. And Frozen. Showing up here too. No, not Frozen. Spinks. Sorry. What am I saying? Not Frozen. Spinks. What? I'm stuck on old news. Spinks. Latest trade from Vitality. But I do think that Spinks really wants to get to this, to get at least to the finals. We've seen what happens when Vitality went against MOUZ, and Apex trash talked the shit out of Spinks. And that, I'm pretty sure he wants to get revenge for that. G2, talking about G2, MOUZ always carries the team. We all know that. But at least this time around, we saw Hunter and MOUZ pick up the pace on this one. New recruit, Heavy God. Still getting used to the role. I mean, you cannot tell him that he will replace Nico in this. No, you can't. We all know that Nico made the move to Falcons, and it's not doing too well. We all know that. And I just wanted to see if Nico will show up and actually and do something about it. I mean, you got that problem with Zonic with the call anything, I think it was, and then they're suing the Blast people for it, for releasing that. But come on, they showed it on each game has the behind the scenes talk with the coach, what they're saying and everything, and then this got called out. And I mean, Falcon should have just taken it and say, yeah, okay, yeah, it happened. But instead they're suing them for that little comment, really. But onto the match. MOUZ versus G2. So yes, we have Monacy carrying the team as usual, and then we got MOUZ and Hunter. I'm carrying that too. Heavy God still settling in his role. Snacks. Either he's asleep or he plays. Guess what? Slept most of the time, but shows up when he needs to be. And for me, he is the table turner in this. If he does perform, and the top three MOUZ, MOUZ, Monesi, and Hunter, and if he vibes with them, and even there's an IGO. I mean, you can have IGLs, you can have anchors, and they don't post. I mean, not much kills, but if they're not really carrying the weight and doing impact kills, it doesn't really matter if you get that. It doesn't matter if the number stats are your stats are low. But I mean, if those are impact kills, yes, it matters. They're playing good. But for me, I've seen Snacks not really do that much really. With the top three carrying him more like it, because Heavy God's doing his own and settling into the team. You can't really tell. You can't really say, "Hey, look, you just replaced Nico. You should be up there top fragging." Of course, the guy's probably scared shitless at times, trying to perform in the game. But I'll give him the pass this for now, since he's still in it. He's still settling down and everything. But Snacks needs to step up, and if he does calls, do good calls, and he's in there also doing impact kills, then yes, go ahead. Say that we can go. G2 will win this, but with MOUZ being the way they are right now, not saying inconsistent at close to being quarterfinals and semifinals. We've seen more semifinals between MOUZ showing up on semifinals versus G2 showing up in semifinals. But I mean, who knows? Maybe MOUZ can pick up from their mistakes against Vitality, but you can't really consider Vitality a subpar team compared to MOUZ. I mean, they're Vitalities for goodness sake. But yes, again, maps. Looking at the maps for this, it depends on what they ban. So we'll look at it on the stream when we restream the. We'll do commentary in the stream coming up for that. It's 2 days, isn't it? Yeah. So MOUZ starts in 1 day. Actually, 1 day. So tomorrow at. Sorry, this is New Zealand time. So you have to find out on what it will be on yours. I can't be bothered converting at the moment, but yeah. So that. Who should my picks for this, for MOUZ versus G2? Ooh, you know who? I was looking at my numbers for NAVI for G2 versus MOUZ. That's a bit of a hard one. G2. I'd say I'll go for G2 for this time around. Just because they managed to go against Mongols, and Mongols put up. Oh, no, they can't. Mongols were asleep. Senju disappeared. He disappeared and went. Heck, I'm out of here. Yeah, I'll go for G2 for that. And we'll see what happens. Okay, G2 to win this game, and Team Spirit to win this. Team Spirit versus Vitality would be such a good match. I still don't know how Eternal Fire managed to get all the way up to here, to being semifinals. I mean, if you look at the player list for Eternal Fire, Xantares, Major, Wikeda, Woxic, Joda. Xantares, as usual. Major, yeah. Um, what were their Sorry, I just need to double check. What were their Can I look at the stats? Yay, HLTV. This was against Navi when they took up, they eliminated them for the to be put into the lower brackets. Yeah, of course, Xantares is on top. Major basically fell asleep on this. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, I don't know how that game just felt weird to me. And that's the first map because they got 2-0 in this, and then you got Major pushing 15 on that, and no single digit no single digit kills on the first on the second map, but we got Major in here with KD doing 21 on that one. Holy shit. Bit asleep on 5. And this I remember that. They were you got JL and Emma going hard trying to pull something out, but Wonderful Bit and Alexi B were just 3. Hey, come on. I'm not criticizing that. I'm freaking 4K on Prem. But come on, 3. Everyone's on negative rating on minus. Sorry. Oh, the ADR is just like so. Yeah. So that's gonna be a hard thing to do if they saved if they beat Team Spirit and Vitality on those kind of ratings. I mean, yeah. I don't see them even going up to semifinals. But if they do, they have to go against Vitality, which I think they'll just get stumped on. But for my picks for the quarterfinals, Team Spirit, round 1. Oh, yeah, game 1. Sorry, in game 2, MOUZ versus G2. I'll take G2. That's it. I hope your picks get right, and I will catch you later. Cheers.